Alright, everybody, welcome in. This is going to be another Stormgate cast. I'm Algorithmore, and this is King Prism. King Prism. Celestial player on the ladder. He's going to be playing against one of the stronger Korean players on the ladder right now. This is Sodam. I'd say I'd put Sodam in maybe top 3 Infernal Korean Infernals right now. And we'll see what kind of build he's going to do. Koreans have slightly different builds than the North American players, although he did open Shrine first, which is somewhat common, into Iron Vault. For a second I thought that was a Conclave. Whereas KingPrism has floated one Archship down and is building a second Archship, which that is a fairly North American build order for Celestials. And we're going 3 Archships. Yep. That's how this is going to go. Now remember, 3 Archships means more Prism production, faster expansion. We see this already as we have fully saturated main base, and we're up to 6 Prisms here on this base. The second Archship already going for our 3rd base. And as far as saturation up here, we have 10 and 2 because sadly, the Infernal and the Vanguard still have to micro their imps so that they've got this where even though he's got 10, he's got the wrong 10 on. It's such a terrible economy right now for the imps, for the Vanguards and the Infernals. I think there's a lot of talk about how Celestial economy is busted. No, Celestial economy is fine. You have to fix the Infernal and the Vanguard economy so that it's in line. These units don't have to return. They don't have 4 spots where they have to crowd up and be on the right spots. All the Prisms do is just mine equally efficiently from the mine. All units should equally efficiently mine from a mine. So that's my hot take on the current mining issues is don't fix Celestial, fix Vanguard, and fix Infernal. Because there's no reason why an Infernal should have to have 10 units of the 12 and micro it so that it's not on the middle lanes. That stuff is ridiculous in my mind. Okay, let's get into the game. I'm criticizing the economy way too much here. Sodam is quickly putting down a Health Forge here. Has he got Brutes and Gaunts out? He's got a couple Gaunts. Yeah, he's got Fiends and Gaunts, so he did do some scouting and such, but isn't committing to a lot of units here. We have the Celestial trick to charge up your units. I still think that needs to be fixed too. Hopefully in the next patch. It's a silly interaction. Our first Stormgate up. Doesn't look like either of our players are going for it. No, that's not true. KingPrism is moving out. And after that early eco has got 3 bases up and running with lots of creation chambers. 4 creation chambers, yeah. And it looks like it's focusing on Argent production for right now, but the Guardian Nexus is still being summoned. So no chance for getting out anything out. Well, usually you want to get your roll out for your Kree. So we'll see what happens there. We do have Infernal Fury getting started by Sodam, which was partly what I was expecting with that early Health Forge there. And the first Stormgate, uncontested, easily claimed by KingPrism here. And we get a Faerun. Does that mean an early push? Often it does. The Faerun can add that added value to your army. And just trying to regroup before pushing up with all Argents. Killing some Fiends, killing a Fiend I should say. But pulling back, interesting. I'm not certain if there must be something there in terms of army size where KingPrism's like, that's too many units. I don't want to fight into that. We also have Charge finishing any second now. So KingPrism's moving back. Maybe, okay, maybe just rotating. There's a couple Tribute Pyres here, which are a nice defense. And up the ramp, into the Tribute Fires. Going for the Gremlins first, I don't like that. You should just focus the Pyres. Charge Brutes with their charge finish now charge in and get on top of the front line of Argents there, and that front line is going down despite the Faerun. The Faerun, of course, can't be on move command, so this kiting with the Faerun means the Faerun's not healing. I wouldn't even call this kiting, as KingPrism's in full retreat. Gets back to his choke here and turns to fight. Wisely getting some rollout free here to help. That's going to definitely help in the defense here. We have Prisms pulled. Prisms are the secret force. Look at how many Prisms they are. They're so massively... There's nothing you can do. We got all these Prisms. This is definitely going to go in the favor of KingPrism now. He's living up to his name. Prisms are going down and turning into Phantoms, so that is helping out Sodam here. And maybe I was over-optimistic by the power of those Prisms. A lot of Prisms went down. Argents, of course, still staying alive. Prisms being sent back to work. I think at least one full base of Prisms were lost. But now, maybe Sodam overcommitted. A Magmodon shows up. The Magmodon is scary. You don't want that Magmodon on top of all your units here. What's all that weird purple stuff going on over there? That's some weird graphical error, I think. Dead Fiends, maybe? I mean, dead Phantoms. Okay, that was a crazy hold there for KingPrism.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
Living up to his name with the Prisms. And because he has 3 arc ships, maybe 4 arc ships now? I'm not sure. 3 arc ships quickly can resaturate this base. This base looks like it's almost saturated too. It is saturated.
A Stormgate has appeared.
And the second Stormgate is going to be contested this time, but Sodam doesn't really have much to contest. He has one Magmodon, which is using his trample, but after the trample is done, he can get easily focus fired. Another Magmodon, Heaven step out, but still getting some good stomps there. But both Magmodons taken out. Third one shows up. Sodam just hoping to use these, but he's already sacked 2 Magmodons into this army, and not really getting what he's hoping for there. And that means KingPrism can finish off the Stormgate, while his Faerun is low on energy now, because she got nerfed. Stormgate gets claimed. Let's see what we get out of that. What do we have here? Single imp. Void Prowlers. Single imp being like, hey, are you gonna have a base? What's he gonna do? Just scouting. Void Prowlers make it past the matrix of gremlins, but they get up to the high ground and find some imps. There is a Magmodon there. Trying to get on top of the Gaunts, which is wise. Get some kills. Maybe get the Magmodon. Or is it a trample? Oh. And now the imps. Any imps go down? I think maybe one did. But we've got the rest of the army over here. Ton of Magmodons. Are Magmodons the answers to this kind of play from the Celestial? I'm not sure. Getting on top there. Heaven stepping away with a lot of the artists, but a few getting caught in the trample. Problem there is there wasn't a staggered trample. All of the Magmodons trampled at the same time, and when you only have Magmodons in your army, you want to stagger the tramples so that you always have the threat of Magmodon. As soon as your trample's over, the Magmodons are no longer a threat of splash damage or AoE, and so you can get focus fire down pretty easy. That was a nice harass there from KingPrism. And retreats back with a 50 supply lead here. Goes back to some of the Gracelight nodes. There are also some, what are these, Judicator nodes. Oh, they get changed into Gracelight nodes. That's because they can change back and forth. They take 10 seconds to turn into a Judicator node, I think. But to turn into a Gracelight node, they're very quick. Almost instant, maybe? At least that's my understanding. I might be wrong on that. And now we got a big army, big attack from Sodam here. Mags, Brutes, and Gaunts. Oh no! Megs again, all triggering their trample way
A
too
Stormgate
early.
will activate soon.
And oh, they are going to get a number of free with that, but yeah, that was not a good triggering of trample. And now his army is fully pinned in here. More Magmodons getting their tramples off. These were not staggered, but they did a pretty good job wiping out Argents here. But I think all the army on the high ground was wiped, and now it is KingPrism able to push down here. Again, these Megs have not been... They seem to be doing good, but each one is almost a suicide unit. As it goes in and does its trample, it then gets focus fired down and dies. KingPrism able to get another Stormgate for free, it looks like. More prisms rallying. Also, all the bases here remaining saturated, so KingPrism has been able to stay on that eco all game. And it's up to 100 supply lead almost, 90 supply lead. And look how much damage it takes for this tier 3 Stormgate. And what do we get? Double Power Stone? Or is that what we had? Were they Power Stones? I think. Or were they Soul Stones? It might have been Soul Stones and we cloned up some Sabers there. Flame on Imps. Really nice impacts. Clearing out a lot of frontline Argents there. But it's the Sabers in the back that are doing the devastating damage. More Flame on Imps try and run forward. Again, they're running forward. Getting on top of Sabers. Yes, they get a huge impact. Killing a bunch of Sabers. More Flame on Imps. Sabers are in full retreat now. Nice hold from Sodam there. Flame on Imps doing their duty. A couple units being caught by Phantoms here. But 2 Sabers managed to retreat and get away. So both players now running into an issue where they try and attack out and then face a strong defense and flop. I was going to say flop supplies. That didn't fully flop the supplies, but Sodam caught up considerably there. Used to be 90 behind. It's now only 20 behind. Look at this defensive matrix. I haven't seen that kind of SimCity before. 3 pyres. You aren't going to get any surface area on that Shroud Stone. And now it's Sodam's chance to try and put in some damage. Going for the prisms over here. There are 3 Judicator nodes here. Now, I haven't really seen Judicator nodes in action here. How powerful are they? After they run out of energy, I think they stop being powerful. You need to have some Energizer nodes there to help them out. The army of KingPrism tries to come here, but now the Magmodons are doing damage because the army's small enough that it cannot engage into them. Scythes here, there is no anti-air, so they're like, let me just pick off anything. You got some Gaunts here. Gaunts are really terrible anti-air. They hit air, but they just don't do any damage. And yeah, the army turns back to fight the ground army as Shadow Flyers show up to deal with the Scythes.
A Stormgate will activate soon.
Stormgate appears right here, which is right where they were fighting. I think Sodam wants to be in the Wellspring, but decides maybe I can get that Stormgate here. I don't think Sodam has won a single Stormgate, which means he's going to get that bonus damage. Very easily captures it because of that bonus. What are we going to get out of it? Boom. It is a Swarm Mother. And it's Scythes, Sabers, and the Tier 1 army from KingPrism. Shadow Flyers here to deal with the Scythes. Sabers just laying down siege from the high ground here. They didn't get the base, they retreat. Shadow Flyers coming in here, impacting on Scythes. That was good Scythe sacrifice to deal with the Shadow Flyers. More Scythes coming in now. Now that there's not very many Shadow Flyers to deal with them, they can just pick off Gaunts from the high ground. Hellborn here trying to get forward enough to deal with the Sabers. Sides above now are retreating from a few remaining gaunts. Swarm Mother gets taken out, picked off by the Sabers. Sabers also grabbing the Magmodon and the Weaver there. Now going to try and take out Hellborn. It's Hellborn versus Sabers. I think the Sabers win that just because of their splash. Hellborn like to stand in lines, which is what makes them vulnerable to that splash. Sodam, though, staying committed and rallying units across here, but rallying them into this Saber attack force, which isn't great. So it's now KingPrism with a 50 supply lead after that attack again. It seems like everyone who's attacked so far is losing, so we're back into that sort of mantra of never attack. But at the same time, I feel like they both feel maybe that they're behind. That's why we're seeing Sodam here saying, like, I need to harass bases. I need to kill bases. Even if I don't have a great army to do it with, I need to try and do some harass. Shadow Flyers above now are basically useless as there are no sides here. And one Saber gets slashed in, but it doesn't even get killed because there's just enough DPS from these Sabers that they're just wiping out units. Oh, that poor Magmodon's going to go down for free. Absolutely for free. Chase down. Yeah, should turn and trample at least. This base is up, but could be finished off. Looks like it will be here. And we got our first Archangels in play. Archangel doing their meteor strike, missing a meteor strike there.
Dimensional rift.
But there's not a lot of units
Stormgate
here for
will
Sodam.
activate
He's at
soon.
69 supply. That's got to be mostly workers here. And this base will go down. Flame on Imps. Charge out, but KingPrism's running away. They do stay alive for 14
A Stormgate
seconds.
has appeared.
But just impacting on reinforcements is not what you want. These are all gonna sadly just die. Yeah. So unfortunately, Sodam, hoping to get a good defense with those flame on imps, end up wasting them all. And a little flank play here as imps pull in, but they're not flamed on. And I don't think there's much Sodam can do here. He's gonna call GG and end the game.